Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum. Sitting next to me is Ryan Westover from Maxrev Real Estate Brokerage.
Yeah.
I got it all right?
You got it right.
Oh, man, this time of day, if I get, say a sentence, we should cut it. So we were talking a little bit offset about your real estate brokerage, which is not to be confused with a real estate agency that has had some changes and kind of flipping the real estate model on its head. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, why your company's different, and as we're talking through it, like why do people want to choose Maxrev, either as the customer to buy the house or potentially the agent to hang their license?
Yeah, so 2019 got licensed, ended up starting our own brokerage at that point and decided that we wanted more. We wanted to be more of a agent-centric brokerage. So we did the traditional model. The old company was Bridge City Real Estate Company. We were literally strictly only in St. Augustine. Had a few agents in Jacksonville, but St. Augustine was our base. Ended up coming together with another boutique firm, and we merged and created Maxrev back in October of 2024. So we're, a little better than 9 months in as the new firm, but we're an agent-centric model that basically gives the agents control.
So when you hear that, when people are listening to that, they're like, what does that mean? So an agent would be like, oh, that's great. But the person is listening, going, okay, what does that mean to me as the consumer? So like walk us through like where that model's different.
So it gives the agents the autonomy and it gives them control over their brokerage. So if you're a consumer out there looking to list your house, because of the NAR lawsuits last year, it put a lot of pressure on the agents and the industry. And so, some of the other brokerages that, we'll keep anonymous, a lot of them, have a heavy split that their agents get paid, 70 or 60% of that commission. So the broker is actually keeping 30, 40, sometimes 50%. With us, we're a 100% platform to where our agents pay into a membership, $195 a month, and they keep 100% of their commission, which gives them the power to control their business and their brand the way they want to.
So when you talked about the NAR lawsuit, right, mm-hmm. That's the National Association of Realtors.
Yep.
And there was a big lawsuit with regards to commissions specifically, and there was a lot of chatter on both sides of that. So for the folks that are like, what does that mean? So just as I understand it, there was a very large decision that was made mm-hmm. on how real estate agents, brokers, anybody who's involved in the disposition and sale of a house mm-hmm. on the seller side and on the buyer side.
Yep.
So what was that decision and what is impacting that, and why did that create an opportunity for change in your business model?
So,
because people listening to this, they'll be like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so in a traditional sale, if you go around and start asking people, hey, what's the average commission being paid out on a deal? Generally, they're probably going to land somewhere between 5 and 6%. Well, there is no fixed commission. Every commission is negotiable no matter what. So that's where the lawsuit came in, is there was a lot of controversy on, well, is the buyers paying for it? Because legitimately they're buying the home, so they're paying a certain price of that home based off of the commission rate. Well, then next thing you know, the seller's like, well, am I paying for it? So there was just a big, who's paying what. Ultimately, somebody had to end up going down the rabbit hole and getting it fixed. But with the new model and where we are, it just gives agents a clear opportunity to say, hey, if I want to list a home for $500 and that's what I want to do, it's on them. It's their brand, their way, their control. We're just to make sure that their policies, procedures, they're not doing anything, outside of their scope. But for the most part, it's more of just they're building their brand the way they want to build it.
And for the people watching this, just to be clear,
yeah,
whether it's a flat fee or whether it's a commission,
yep,
and whatever the percentage of the commission it is, pay it.
That's right.
Because you are talking about a several $100,000 or $1 million transaction, mm-hmm. and people don't pay you for 15 minutes on the phone.
No.
They pay you for 15 years of what you know, and things that people don't think about, like, oh, well, marketing and photos are marketing and photos. Well,
yep.
Marketing or photos, and then you get like the little 360 thing, you get the drone thing, you do a virtual tour, and when you're selling a house or buying a house, mm-hmm. that is critically important because especially in this market, which is starting to flip, I think, right?
Yeah.
Starting to go from the seller's market to a buyer's market, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to happen and be here in the Southeast United States probably for a couple years, right? I would imagine. It's that much more important for somebody to have a real estate professional that knows how to market it, that knows what to look for. You know, you don't want to buy a house going, man, I got a great deal on a house, and it's filled with termites. That's probably bad.
That's bad.
Right? You know, and then your house falls over.
Yeah.
You know, and that's never a fun thing. So whatever that fee, whatever the commission is, you are a broker that's going to allow the real estate agent to charge what he or she fits into their business model. But for the consumer that's watching this, whatever it is, even if it's not your brokerage, hopefully they're all your brokerage.
Yeah.
But even if it's not yours,
Right.
get a professional because it is the largest financial transaction of your life.
100%.
You know, and that's something you just don't want to play around with. You don't go and get surgery on sale.
Right.
Right. And this can have a more lasting impact than surgery because it can literally, you know, okay, I need to have surgery on my back or else my back hurts. Well, if you get a bad house and, you know, we are in Florida and there's these small rainstorms that come in, you know, about this time of year, you could die.
100%. Yeah.
So,
I mean, black mold, there's so many different
right.
things,
You know, and so as we take it away, so as we're talking to real estate agents that might want a different model, or if we're talking to the consumer that's going, maybe I need to talk to the Maxrev guys. What's the thing that you would leave your agents with, and what's the thing that you're going to leave your potential customer that's watching this with?
So, you know, it's cliche to say who you work with it matters, right? So whether that be on a, you know, an agent side or a consumer side. With the agents, I would say, you know, the industry's changing by the minute. And a lot of agents get into this business for, I would say, freedom and flexibility. And ultimately, the ones who have been successful generally don't have freedom and flexibility. With Maxrev, it gives the agents not only the freedom and flexibility, but it gives them the opportunity to grow with the brokerage and build their brand and their name with the brokerage.
And in the manner and structure that they feel is appropriate.
That's right.
So they pay you a fee.
Yep.
And they get all the fixins.
Yep.
And then they get to go out and do their thing.
That's right.
So for the consumer, especially as we now are, you know, talking about this, the difference between a buyers and sellers, we can go on and on. We can have a whole segment about buyers and sellers.
Days, right.
But like, what's the thing that you want to leave that family, that guy, that gal that are thinking about buying their house or thinking about selling their house? Why is it so critically important for them to use a real estate professional?
So with our model, I think we're attracting a lot of what I would call industry professionals. So these are people who are seasoned real estate agents who are currently with other brokers. They're spending, you know, they're giving that broker quite a bit of money. So now they're able to come over here, save money because they're business people. Most of them are entrepreneurs and, you know, wrapped in real estate clothing. But what it would give that consumer is the availability. Most of them are trying to save money, but they want good quality service at the same time. And I think that's where having the industry professional, having them be able to control whether it's a flat fee, like you said, or whether it's a percentage, it gives them the opportunity to control that deal. So they can help the consumer save more money by having that control.
You know, as we take it away, you know, outside of being, you know, Steve Strum TV show host, I live in the financial markets, right? So I'm in the stock market. That's my world. But you know, you give me $1 million and like, you know, market's going sideways. We have a 5-minute war with Iran. You know, I know what to do.
Right.
You put me in front of a mortgage, I'm a puddle. Like I my wife is the skilled one in that one, but it's like, no, I'm sitting, you know, because it's such an, you know, such a physical, tangible thing. You're thinking of kids, you're thinking of grandkids, you're thinking about how many holidays, you're thinking about how many hurricanes, you're thinking about every bug. For the people that are outside the state of Florida, you know, the bugs that we have are a little bit larger, right? I mean, some of them are the size of your fist, and they'll knock on the door. And then you answer, and they look annoyed because you didn't let them in.
Yeah.
But no, so as the big takeaway, one, your brokerage model allows freedom and flexibility for real estate professionals to build the model, fee structures, whatever, the way they want it, but they get all the stuff. And for the consumer, that allows them to feel that they're confident that as they're getting the house bought or sold, they're going to get it for a fair price. Doesn't have to be the cheapest, but the fair price for a good quality house that they can spend the next 3 decades of their life in.
That's right.
I appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
you're great, but these guys are better because without y'all, we can't do anything, any of this stuff. So what we'll do is we're going to make sure to put all your stuff on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com. Guys, come check them out. Let's see, as far as questions and answers of things that are real estate, what's going on. That's your source, Maxrev. Kind of a cool model, a new model-ish.
Yeah.
And if you like this episode down here, share it. It's right around there. But remember to always live with gratitude.